This video demonstrates word reading fluency for the M-Class assessment. We're going to take a look at word reading fluency for MOY. So let's go ahead and select the assessment. We're going to be using the benchmark form since this is MOY testing. Don't forget to read the reminders. We do this to ensure that there is fidelity amongst all of us testers. We need to stop the assessment when the 1-minute timer is up. Name the word, point to the next, and say keep going if the student hesitates for 3 seconds. Score the missed word as incorrect. You can do this as often as necessary. So for example, let's say the word is on, but the student does not know the word and so stays silent for the 3 seconds. The teacher then would read the word on and prompt the student to keep going. And the teacher would mark the word on as incorrect. Note the timer at the top of the screen. This will help you to determine if the 3 seconds have passed. You can use the little dots at the bottom to note that time. Discontinue assessment if the student does not get any words correct in the first 5 words. Now let's go to the student directions. In this assessment, the students will be reading the words, mostly sight words, in their entirety. The teacher will now share their screen to display the student page while reading the student directions. Now let's read the script to the student. Please read from this list of words. Start here and go across the page. When I say begin, point to each word and read it the best you can. If you get stuck, I will tell you the word so you can keep reading. Put your finger on the first word. When you are ready, you would go ahead and you would start when the student reads the first word on and mark it incorrect or correct. Now I'll be doing both the student and the teacher side of the assessment. So I will be reading the words as the student, but marking the form as the teacher. Here we go. Ready, begin. On is be it on for more at but with way this of has in home bad on light into. Please keep going. Guess. Now that last word was me reading it as the teacher, but the assessment is ended now. So the prompt came up that it's the end of the assessment. Was this measure administered remotely? We're going to assume that it was. So that means that the student is in a different location than the teacher. So let's select yes. Now we need to go ahead and mark the last word read by the student. The student was attempting to read the word guess, but the 3 seconds had run out. So I would mark that as incorrect. Now I need to mark it as the last word for that student. So I'm going to tap and hold, and it's going to place a bracket there to show the words that the student went through and attempted to read. When I am done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click Done. And I see that the student now has a score for word reading fluency. Let's take a closer look at the marking for the errors. When the student would read a word incorrect, such as be for the word by or on for the word one, we tap the word one time to mark it red. Now, let's go ahead and let's practice what happens if the student were to self-correct themselves. The student has made an error by reading be instead of the word by. So we would tap it once and turn it red because it is incorrect. Now let's say that the student goes back immediately and self-corrects and says that it's the word by. We would tap it again to turn it green and the self-correct in the corner. So to summarize, to show a self-correct, you tap it 2 times.